Welcome, District 78 Living. Come on in.
My name is Erikka Gray. I am the owner of District 78, which is a mood company, and also the founder of District 78 Living, which is a new online digital magazine. Like, I'm just this wonderful ball of fun of just a lot of different things. Like, I feel like I'm a combination of my family, my ancestors, my friends, the jobs that I've had, the roles that I have that has somehow got me here. And that's why my candle company is what it is, because it's a combination of everything that I've been through, my travels, the dinners that I've had, the interviews, opportunities I've had. So District 78 is a combination of just everything that's got me to this point. I was initially drawn to candle making because there was a lack in the market. There was a candle that I really loved to have, and it no longer existed. So when I went to go buy the candle and I couldn't find it anymore, I said, well, why not try to make this candle myself? And I used some of my income tax money to buy a bunch of candle making supplies, and I tried to replicate this candle. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to do that, but it did still fuel my love for candle making. And so here we are, 10 years later, after a big mistake of candles not working, failure, missed opportunities. Somehow here we are with patience, persistence, and just being a dreamer and a doer. Here we are 10 years later, and District 78 is still going. I knew that candle making for me was more than a hobby when we gave candles to our guests at our wedding. So in 2015, I got married, and we were thinking, what do we give our wedding guests? And we didn't spend a lot of money on this wedding. So, we were like, what do we have? And I was like, we got all these candle making things, because it didn't go well. So I put it to the side. And the candle that we actually made for our guests was a grapefruit and sage that I no longer make, but it was a hit. And everybody was like, where did you get this candle? And I'm like, why are you asking? They're like, this smells so good. Do you sell these? And I'm like, yeah, I do sell these. And they're like, do you have other scents? Yeah, I do have other scents. I didn't have any more candles. I didn't have any more scents, but I realized at that moment that I was actually onto something. And so I was like, let me get back in the lab and figure out what I did wrong. And what I realized, it was just my patience and my persistence. So I went back to the lab, I created some new scents, and I realized that this could be more than a hobby, because I was still working a full-time job at that time. But I realized, like, I think I can really do this. So I think I did it for maybe 4 or 5 years while also having a full-time job. But then I got the opportunity in 2019 to really sink my teeth into it and do it full-time, and been at it ever since. When I'm thinking about the next scent I'm creating, I'm always inspired by a moment. So I don't do a lot of planning of like, oh, I want to create this type of scent. It's always a moment. So for example, number 6, coconut and pineapple. We had went to Bali for my honeymoon, and we were sitting on the beach having breakfast. And I think it was our last night there in Bali. And I just looked out at the ocean, and I was just like, this is probably the most beautiful place I've ever been. And the food we were eating, the smells of the ocean, the laughter, the sound, the fun, it inspired the coconut and pineapple. So it's as simple as it seems. When people ask me about the scent and I tell them the story, they're instantly connected. They're instantly transformed, like, oh, I need to go to Bali. Like, I can feel exactly what you're saying in this scent. So for me, it's all about a moment. I'm inspired by music. I'm inspired by what's happening in the news, by fashion, by food, by solo travel, by travel with my friends. So for me, it's all about a moment and not trying to plan too far ahead and being present, because a scent should tell a story, and you can't tell a story that hasn't been written. For me, when I'm thinking about creating a scent, I do start with a mood board. So this is movies, this is perfumes, this is lotions, this is hair products, this is colors, this is textures, everything. So there's nothing that the senses don't touch that I don't try to put on my mood board. So for example, when I created 17 Black Paradise, it was during a time where I just felt like I wanted to show being proud. Like, I wanted to show like what it meant to be a proud Black woman, to have like, this strength in myself and to believe in myself. And also it made me think about traveling. It made me think about being in Cabo and like how dark the sea was in the ocean, and it allowed me to dream. So I came back, I thought about black sand, I thought about the water, I thought about food, I thought about strength, I thought about music, I thought about vinyl, all the things to me to go into just creating a paradise and like this comfort zone that for you is like, it's a comfort zone that you don't want to get out of because it's like the perfect place at that moment. It's literally paradise. My biggest lesson in leaving the corporate America